My name is Tosin Fanirodada. I'm Oyin Shalaba.
So I'm Ramez. It's amazing to be here at Lego Startup Week.
Would you introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
Sure. So my name is Ramez. I am the CEO of Flat6Labs. We are the most active seed investor in the Middle East and North Africa. We have invested in more than 400 startups. Half of these are based out of Africa, between Egypt and Tunisia, and currently we are expanding in new markets in East and West Africa as well.
Is this your first time at Lagos Startup Week?
It's my first time in Nigeria and my first time at Lego Startup Week. Thank you so much for the invitation. It's been an amazing time here at the conference, but also exploring Lagos and its amazing and thriving startup ecosystem.
How would you describe your experience in Africa so far?
Well, I've been in Africa for 13 years, so it's a very long time where we have been supporting and backing African entrepreneurs in the north. However, we're very excited about actually expanding to cover other markets in Africa. Africa globally is one of actually the fastest growing markets when it comes to venture capital and startups. We see amazing ideas and concepts and amazing entrepreneurs as well, very bright minds that are able to achieve the success needed to actually take these startups and turn them global success stories.
Right. So can you walk us through your journey from starting at Space and Samadhi to leading Flat6Labs?
Thank you. It's been a long time. I've been with Flat6Labs and leading Flat6Labs for 13 years. So it's a big part of my career and what I've done. I studied engineering and worked in product design and tech before that. We started Flat6Labs itself as an accelerator program where we worked very closely with the founders, and it grew to become a venture capital firm managing more than $100 million of assets under management, investing in startups across 7 different markets and adding new markets soon in Africa as well. So it has been a very long and tremendous journey with Flat6Labs, and learned a lot of lessons from all our amazing partners and founders we work with on a daily basis.
All right, so Flat6Labs has a significant presence in the MENA region. What are the key strategies for expanding into new markets and other emerging regions?
So we have been operating in the MENA region for 13 years, but also the Africa market is not really far away from us. We are based in Egypt, so it's still in Africa, but also have been seeing growing connections being built between Egyptian startups and investors in other markets in Africa, where we see VCs out of Nigeria and Kenya and Senegal looking at Egyptian startups. Also, many Egyptian startups are looking currently at different Africa markets to expand to. So I think that has been going on for the last maybe 4 or 5 years, and it's increasing. And that also definitely motivated us with the growth happening in the market, with the role that Flat6Labs can play as well as a seed investor that can provide high quality pipeline for all these markets. That we felt like we can play a major role when it comes to building the pipeline and providing a steady and high quality deal flow for all these investors, but also harnessing some of the different opportunities and the very high growth happening in this market.
Yeah, limitless within the context of venture capital and the startup ecosystem in Africa.
So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm following you.
So you interpret the theme. The theme for this year is limitless.
Yeah.
How do you interpret that within the context of venture capital and the startup ecosystem in Africa?
So the thing about Africa, we always say that Africa has limitless, unlimited number of resources, right? And I think one of the biggest resources or assets in Africa is actually the talent. And this is something that we have in abundance, and it will never run out of talent anytime soon. Africa is known to be one of the biggest markets when it comes to growing and breeding talent for the next years to come. Actually, on the contrast of many other global or international markets in Europe and Asia and the US, where we see maybe a decline in terms of populations and markets in Africa, and also I think the technology being embedded in the lives of Africans on a daily basis creates an amazing opportunity for innovation and technology growth across the board. So I think really the in terms of opportunities in Africa is limitless. I think also backing and betting on African entrepreneurs will bring investors maybe limitless returns, and And also, I think from our perspective as an investor based out of Egypt and expanding to different regions, Africa presents really a limitless and maybe borderless kind of expansion opportunities for us, where we can virtually go to many markets and support many entrepreneurs within the next years to come. So yeah, I think the team works very well and it aligns a lot with our values and what we're looking for.